जयो ब्रज जन रंजना जयो जयो यशोदानंदन जयो ब्रज जन रंजना बन जारे बिहारी बिहारी श्री कृष्ण Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna, everybody. I would like to welcome you all for our today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. We are reading from Canto 4 entitled as The Creation of the Fourth Order. Today we're going to read out from chapter number 10. entitled as Dhruva Maharaj Fight with the Yakshas. And today we're going to read out from text number 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 6 we will read together, and 7, 8, 9 I will read by myself. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So text number 6, Canto 4, chapter number 10. Dadhamau Shankam Brahadbahu Tam Dishashanunandayam Yevnodvignadrishashtakta Upadevyo Atrishan Vrisham Dadhamau Shankam Brahadbahu Tam Dishashanunandayam Yevnodvignadrishashtakta Upadevyo Atrishan Vrisham. Please. Dadhamau Shankam Brahadbahu Amritashanunadayam Yenotvignadashashata Upadevyo Atrishan Vrisham. Anybody else? Dadhamau Shankam Brahadbahu Amritashanunadayam Yenotvignadashashata Upadevyo Trishan Vrisham. Dadhamau Shankam Brahadbahu Amam Dishachanunandayam Yenodvignadashashata Padevyo Atrishan Vrisham. What word meaning? Dadhamau, blue. Shankam, conch shell. Brahadbahu, the mighty armed. Kham, the sky. Dishahacha, and all directions. Anunandayan, causing to resound. Yena, by which Udvignadrishaha appeared very anxious. Shataha, my dear Vidura. Upadevyaha, the wives of the Yakshas. Utrishan became frightened. Versham, quickly. Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maitra continued, my dear Vidura, as soon as Dhriva Maharaj reached Alkapuri, he immediately blew his conch shell, and the sound reverberated throughout the entire sky and in every direction. The wives of the Yakshas became very much frightened. From their eyes, it was apparent that they were full of anxiety. Text number 7. Tato nishpramaya balina upadeva mahabhata ashahantas ninandam adipet udayutaha. Translation. O hero Vidura, the greatly powerful heroes of the Yakshas, unable to tolerate the resounding vibration of the conch shell of Dhruva Maharaj, came forth from their city with weapons and attacked Dhruva. Text number 8. Satan apatato vira ukravadhanava maharataha ekayakam uyugapat sarvam ahanbane tribhihi. Translation. Dhruva Maharaj, who was a great charioteer and certainly a great bowman also, immediately began to kill them by simultaneously discharging arrows three at a time. Text number 9. Evaillalta lagnester ishubhi sarva evahi matva nirastam atmanam ashamsham karma kasyatat. Translation and Vaishnav Prabhupada. Translation. When the heroes of the Yakshas saw that all their heads were being thus threatened by Dhruva Maharaj, they could very easily understand their awkward position. And they concluded that they would certainly be defeated. But as heroes, they lauded the action of Dhruva. Unquote. This spirit of fighting in a sporting attitude is very significant in this verse. The Yakshas were severely attacked. Dhruva Maharaj was their enemy, but still, upon witnessing the wonderful heroic acts of Maharaj Dhruva, they were very pleased with him. This straightforward appreciation of an enemy's prowess is a characteristic of real ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानञ्जनाशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा तया मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपिका गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्ता नमोऽस्तुते सप्तकाञ्चना गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी विश्वभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी प्रशांति देशतारिणी श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, here in this chapter, it entitled that Dhruva Maharaj has started his fighting against the Yakshas. Yeah, there are few things to learn which I have picked up in today's uh, 3-4 verses. First was that as soon as Dhruva Maharaj reached, where? Where did he reach? Alkapuri. And Alkapuri is the abode of Kuberas. Yes, Kubera is the king, Yakshas are their citizens. They were there. And as soon as he blew, because he went alone, as far as I know that, if I'm wrong, you let me know. As soon as he heard that his brother was killed without any reason, okay? And in that sense, first of all, he lamented, even though we know his history in previous chapters, that how within 6 months he brought the Supreme Personality of Godhead right down on the earthly planet. And he took the darshan of the Lord. He got the blessings of the Lord. But still, now he is playing also a role of a king. Along with the king, he is also playing a role of an elder brother. He's also an elder brother. So, what do we understand by they're blowing the conch shell? What is going to do there? What do we understand why if somebody blow a conch shell? In Vedic scriptures, blowing a conch shells in a different tunes. It is not just we just pop, 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 we just do like that here. There's a different meaning, the different sounds comes out of the conch shell, it has a different indication. If you see in previous bygone ages, there was no newspaper, there was no television, there was no WhatsApp, Facebook, or anything. If somebody dies in the village, then how do we tell the whole village or nearby the village if somebody has passed away? They used to blow the conch shell in a different music, in a different sound. So that sounds create an impact. Oh, somebody has passed out in so and so videos. And here, when our worship starts, okay, if we are in the temple doing some service, so when there is a time to do arti, when the pujari blow the conch shell, we immediately know, oh, there is a time to start the worship of the Lord. Okay, and now here, Dhruva Maharaj has blew the conch shell in a such a way because there was no message, there was no indication that I am coming to fight with you. He simply went there and he stood outside of the Alkapuri and he blew the conch shell in a such a way, in a such a music that it is an indication that I am challenging you. You please all come out and fight with me. I mean, everything is an art. If you see in a Vedic scripture, cooking is an art, singing is an art, you know, taking care of the ashram is an art, archery is an art, military science is an art, everything is an art. Doing yajna is an art. Okay, and now he's blowing the conch shell in a such a way that everybody got offended. Even the wives of the yaksha, they got offended. Oh my God, who is blowing that? Where do we find the same incident happens in our history? Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata. Okay, when the Kauravas blew the conch shell, nothing happened to the Pandavas. They said, okay, because we are here to fight, because we are Kshatriya. But as soon as when the Pandavas blew the conch shell, Panchajanya, Rishikesho, Devadattan, Dhananjaya, Dadamau Mahashankam, Dadamau. Here in text number 6, it says Dadamau Shankam. Dadamau is the blue. Okay, Bhima Karma Vripodara. Bhima. Bhima, he blew whoever blew their conch shell, the other party got scattered, even though they were 11 auctioneers and Pandavas were only 7 auctioneers. When they blew, because they are here with a very strong determination, I am here to take you one, no matter what happens. That's why the party, if you see when the fight happens amongst our life also, when the two parties are facing together, as soon as they scream once, they are showing their prowess. Yeah, I am here to take you over. Okay, and exactly Dhruva Maharaj, he went alone. And as soon as he blew, and you can see the yakshas, they were in thousands and hundred thousands. Okay, they all came out. They all came out to respond it. And what was the beauty? As soon as they came out, they started fighting. And in that fighting spirit, they are appreciating the effort or the strength or the power of Dhruva Maharaj because he was alone and they were in 100,000. And he saw how he is alone. One man army, we say in English, one man army was so powerful that he started defeating and killing everybody in hundreds and thousands. That was the power of Dhruva Maharaj. And not even that, even though he was playing the role of an enemy, even though he is a devotee is no one's enemy. Ajata Shatrava. It says in Canto 3, where Kapila Dev says they are the 6 ornaments. They are the 6 ornaments of a devotee, of a sadhu. What are those? Titikshva, Karunikaha, Suhurad Sarva Dehina, Ajata Shatrava Shantaha, Sadhava Sadhu Bhushanaha. Ajata Shatrava means who has no enemy. Ajata Shatru is also addressed to Yudhishthira Maharaj, who never had any enemy. So here it says Vaishnava, Dhruva Maharaj, he was also had no enemy, it was everybody loved him. But they felt because he's playing the role of a king also. Okay? They appreciated. Look at this boy, he's so strong, even though he's alone. We know that he's gonna defeat us. Here in text number 9, they could very easily understand their awkward position and they concluded that they would certainly be defeated. I mean, can you see the power? They knew that they're going to be defeated by Dhruva Maharaj, but they appreciated that Prabhupada writes the purport that is the actual Kshatriya spirit to appreciate each other's whatever they have. Fighting is only happening on the battlefield, but outside the fighting, they don't fight like a cats and dogs. Like they don't have any personal enemy. Where do we get this lesson in our history? Where opposite party is appreciating each other. Where is the pastime? Who appreciated the opposite party? Do you know any? I know there are two incidents I know. If you know more, you help me out. The first was Abhimanyu. Abhimanyu, he was youngest among all the professional fighters. Okay, he went through the Chakravyuh. If they were alone, he could have defeated them because he was not an ordinary Kshatriya, he was the son of Arjuna. Yeah. And he fought with seven, it's called Maharathis. They were never ever defeated in their life. He was fighting against those because the code of fighting, the code of war is that you only fight one to one. If I am fighting with you, so nobody can attack me until I am finished with you. But they all seven Maharathis, Karna, Bhishma, Drona, Kripacharya, Ashwatthama, and many others, they simultaneously attacked upon Abhimanyu. And Abhimanyu was sufficient enough to counter their attacks. And they all appreciated, look at that, the blood of Kshatriya. He didn't even show a tinge of fear on his head or on his face. He, oh my God, you are seven people. This is not fair. You have to come one at a time. No, he was ready. He was ready. That's called Kshatriya blood. Never look back or turn back. It is the honor of a Kshatriya either to win the war or either to die in the war. So Abhimanyu, he showed that. And all the great generals, they appreciated. Look at that. Mere a boy, he's giving us a hard time. First incident. And second, Samba, who is the dear son or a mama's boy, Jambavati's son. Samba, when he saw Lakshmana, Lakshmana was, she was the daughter of Duryodhana. When he saw, he snatched her from the Swamvara, from her Swamvara, marriage ceremony. When he snatched, then all the Kauravas, they attacked. They discussed among what can we do, and all the Bhishma Drona, they said, no, I mean, she's our honor. She's our respect. How can somebody do that? But they knew who is this Samba is. He is the son of Lord Sri Krishna. But they said, no, we have to capture him. And Samba alone, he gave the hard time. He fought so fiercely, they appreciated. They said, oh, he's the capable one for our daughter. But they still want to show that, we have to do our part also. They captured him in a very unfair way. Like 5, 6 people got together and they captured him. And ultimately, then the news went to Dwarka. Balramji came, and then he was trying to sort it out. He said, "Please do that, this and that." And they insulted even Balramji. And then Balramji, what he did with his plow, he was dragging the whole Hastinapur to the Ganges. And they are afraid. Oh, sorry. I did forget that you are the supreme personality. So that is the Kshatriya spirit, that the power, the strength, the quality has been appreciated even on the battle. Okay, so that was the one point I just wanted to discuss. And second thing which I want to discuss is Swadharma. Okay, many people can see, okay, Dhruva Maharaj was a devotee. Okay, and Dhruva Maharaj being as a devotee, he must be Titikshuha, Karunikaha. He must be tolerant. He must be merciful. Then why is he killing Yaksha? If his brother was killed, he knows everything. He has done Bhakti Shastri, he has done Bhakti Vaibhav, he has done Bhakti Sarvabhuma. He knows every in and out. He has seen the Lord also. So what's wrong with Dhruva? He should understand this is the will of the providence. It is the will of the providence. If his brother been killed, he should tolerate. He just see it's a hand of the Lord. It doesn't work. So Dharma in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse number 31, Lord Krishna mentions to Arjuna, Arjuna, you have to perform your Swadharma. So Dharma means your own occupational duty. And the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, there are two types of Swadharma. Swadharma of the body and Swadharma of the soul. Yeah? So there are two types because we are playing the role of the two things. What is the Swadharma of the spirit soul? Being as a soul? Jivere Sarup Bhove Krishnere Nityadas. Jivere Ythashta Sakti Bheda Abheda Prakash. That means the natural constitutional position of as a spirit soul is to serve the supreme personality of Godhead through his pure devotee. Okay, which we all know theoretically, and we are more or less we are doing it. But there is material dharma. So because we are in the body, we have to recognize who was also right. So dharma also means here on the material platform, varna ashram. To understand your nature and act onto that platform. Otherwise, it will be a chaos. No problem. More or less, we are practicing for 20 years, 30 years, or 15 years, or 2 years, or whatever years we are doing. We are understanding we are the part and parcel of the Lord. We have to serve Him throughout the whole life. But more or less, we haven't fully recognized yet, or we haven't fully realized yet. So, what to do? We are a soul, but we are in the body. And when we are in the body, we are in the material world. And when we are in the material world, this body also has to perform some material dharma. Some people may be a Brahmana, some people may be a Kshatriya, some people may be uh, a Vaishya or a Sudra. Yeah, we need to understand all those things. Even in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 7, verse number 2, you know that Jnana te aham vijnanam idam vakshashmi asheshtaha yad gyatva neha anyad bhujo gyatvam avishishyate. Oh my dear Arjuna, after knowing both the spiritual knowledge and the material knowledge, you will have nothing left to understand and you will be perfect in all the knowledge. Yes? Arjuna, before hearing Bhagavad Gita, he was a Kshatriya. And after hearing Bhagavad Gita, he was still a Kshatriya. He didn't change his occupation, even though he did his duty perfectly. He did his duty perfectly. Because before he was saying, no, 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 I will not do it. I'll go to Himalayas, I will chant Hare Krishna there, it doesn't work on me, so and so. And he gave many, excuses. And Krishna defeated very nicely all the excuses. And after listening, what did he say? Arjuna? Arjuna said, Nashta moha smriti labdha tava prasadan keshava. Means, oh my Lord Krishna, by your blessing, all my moha is destroyed. Now, what I will do? Karyeshe vachanam tava. Whatever you will say, I will do exactly. So he became the perfect Kshatriya. He was the Kshatriya, but after listening to Bhagavad Gita, he became a perfect Kshatriya. Now, when we come to our life, maybe some of us, or most of us are playing a role of a husband or a wife. Many caps are there on our head. So we need to perform all those duties. We cannot neglect them. If you are a husband, be a perfect husband. Whatever the duties of a husband or whatever the duties of a wife, we need to understand. Sometimes we have heard that, Mataji's comes or Prabhu's comes, Prabhuji, they are not doing their duty properly. They always say, what is the purpose of life? Ultimately, we need to chant Hare Krishna, we need to serve this and that. Yes, we have to do it, but you don't have realized that. So you cannot neglect. If you are married, so you have a duty also to perform to provide your wife whatever she needs: clothing, shelter, nice food, nice children. Yeah, many things. In a similar way, wife also has her duty to fulfill. She cannot just come to the temple all the time and spend 8-10 hours here. No, she has husband to take care of, she has children to take care of, and she has her house to take care of. If the man is not doing his duty as a father or as a husband. So where is the question he's gonna perform his spiritual duty perfectly? It is not doing his material duty. No, if you have taken that responsibility, you must have to perform it. That's what Dhruva Maharaj did. At the age of 5 years, he got the darshan of the Supreme Personality of God, and God, and Supreme Personality of God, and he blessed him. You will never face any fatigue. You will not ever face any problem in this life. Many things is that. Instead, you will rule for many years. Yeah, he blessed him like anything. So he was perfect devotee. He was meditating upon the Lord. But when it comes to do his material swadharma, he didn't neglect that one either, because he was a devotee. He was doing his duty, his spiritual duty as a devotee also, but he was also a king. He was also a brother. He was also playing a role of a father towards his citizen, his kinsman. So it was his duty to take a revenge. It was very proper, it was not improper at all. He went because the citizens, they are like your children. If somebody hurts your children, what are you going to do? You're going to take the action because he was a king. So that's what he did. He just went out there and he killed so many. We will read furthermore in this chapter that he killed so many that Kuveraji, Brahmaji has to come down. And how they address him? Oh, sinless one. I mean, after killing 100, 200,000 yakshas, if somebody tells you, sir, it was sinless, how would you feel that? I mean, that's what they blessed him. No, it meant to be happen. They meant to be, yes, you have already punished the person, but now you are going beyond your limit. Please, my son, kindly stop there. And he immediately honored the words of Brahmaji. He immediately honored the words of Brahmaji and he immediately stopped. He said, as you say, my dear father, I will stop it. Because that is the doing a respect to our seniors or to our authorities. He said, don't worry, whatever you have done, it was a part of the Lord's Leela there. God wanted to be like that. Now you please go home. And they blesses him. Even the father, even the king of the Yakshas, the authorities of the Yaksha, he himself is saying, you are sinless. So we will not punish you for anything. I mean, how can they punish the devotee of the Lord? They know his glorification. Rupad Rai in his teaching that as soon as you become a devotee or as you advance in your practice, your glorification doesn't even stop in this material world. It surpasses, it's go to the heavenly planet, all the three worlds. Everybody start going you. That's what they did. Everybody knows who Dhruva is. Dhruva, his meaning is strong determination. He was so determined. Dhruva means determination, strong determination. He was so determined at the age of 5 that within 6 months he brought Lord Vishnu down. You see, his strong determination. And here he was so strongly determined, he didn't wait for his army. He had a huge army, many actions. If he could have done, he could have said, okay, let's prepare for the war. He didn't wait for that because he was so strong, he was so powerful. See, merely just at the age of 5, merely just at the age of 5, if he can push the earth planet with his thumb, with the power of his spiritual life, so what will happen when he becomes mature? Then what can he do? A wonderful activity. Okay, this is the one part. Where in the Srimad Bhagavatam, where is the another case study where a person fulfilled his swadharma? If you know it, scan your brain. Where did you find that? Where is the another case study? Very exactly it matches with Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was a devotee. He did spiritual duty, but he was also doing, or he also did his material duty. Where is the another case, Srimad Bhagavatam, that you know? Ambrishwara, not particularly. I mean, he was doing that, of course, because he was a king, he was, serving a devotee. I would say Vritasura. Vritasura. Vritasura, who he was? He was a king, a Chitraketu Maharaj. He was a Chitraketu Maharaj, his previous life. But due to unforeseen or unfortunate curse of Mother Parvati, he became the demon immediately, known as Vritasura. Okay? But he was in the body because he was cursed by Mother Parvati, and he humbly or he happily accepted that curse. Okay, my mother, I accept, even though he was powerful enough to counteract. Okay, he was so powerful enough to counteract, but he didn't do so. He accepted that because he wants to keep the honor of the words of Mother Parvati. And when he was fighting with Indra, Indra came. Indra came, and he was so powerful that he was alone, diminishing the demigods. Even though he was giving them that discourse of journey of self-discovery. Vritasura gave a nice discourse, you know, when he hit or punched or whatever to Indra, Indra dropped his thunderbolt, okay, and he was not able to pick it up and fight again. Then Vritasura started giving him an instruction, very important and divine instruction. He said, "How can you doubt on the words of Lord Vishnu? Because Lord Vishnu gave you the idea that you go to the Dachi Muni and ask his bone, okay? Because with that bone you make a Vajra, and with that Vajra only Vritasura will be killed. So because you use your thunderbolt and I counteracted, and you lost your thunderbolt from your hand, and now you are doubting whether the Vajra will work or not." He was encouraging him. He was encouraging him to pick up the Vajra and attack on him. Why? Because he was devotee inside the body of a demon. He was constantly meditating upon the Supreme Personality of Godhead internally, but externally, he was taking a part of a demon. He was taking a side of a demon because he has his material duty to perform. He was performing his material duty also. So when he was performing his material duty, he was constantly thinking, and he was accelerating the pastime by telling Indra, "Hurry up, hurry up, I don't have time. I don't have to time, and I don't want to stay more into this material world. Please pick up your Vajra and use on me. And by doing that, you will relieve me from the curse that I can come out of the body of a demon and I can go back." Yeah. That's what it says. Bhakti, it's not an hindrance to anybody. I mean, it has no boundary. Anybody can do bhakti. Sura, asura, animal, trees, human, anybody, you just name it. Bhakti is so independent that anybody can do it. It doesn't have to be that you need to be a sura, or you need to be a demigod, or you need to be a human. Anybody can. Prahlad Maharaj, he was born in the family of a demon. He was also doing his duty. But internally, he was meditating about the lotus feet of your Godhead. And here, Vritasura also did the same thing. He performed his swadharma, his material duty, but he also performed, even though, Prabhupada right, that even though who was the actual winner between the fight of Vritasura and demigod or of Indra? Who won the war? Who won the war between Indra and Vritasura? Oh, you people are so silent. Yeah, wrong. Vritasura. Because Vritasura went back to Godhead and Indra was still stuck in this material world. Sir, read, yeah, war against the Prabhupada writes, you can read Prabhuji, Prabhupada writes, who actually won the war? Externally, it looks Indra, but actually it was won by Vritasura because he was freed from the pangs of material cycle of taking birth and death again. That was the actual win. Winning a war is not actual war. What are you going to do? He won the war, but he stayed again back into this material world. He became the king again. After so many lifetime, again somebody else will come and they will challenge his post again. Again he has to fight. But with Asura, he became completely free. So that was the actual war. Many people say, yes, Indra ki jai. Even though Indra knew that he is a devotee, even though after winning the war externally, Indra did not celebrate it because he knew that he has lost the war. What was the war? He again got stuck into this. Vritasura went back to. No matter how many wars can you win, how many posts can you have, again you are back into this material world. The actual says when the end is well, all is well. No matter how much you can show to the world, yes, I was a great GBC, I was a great president, I was a great TC or whatever, a great distributor. Your bhakti will be tested at the time when you're going to leave the world. Ante Narayana Smriti. So when you will remember, because whole activity of this material world is what? Smritavya Satatam Vishnu, na Vismritavya Jatuchit. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. No matter Yena, Kena, Prakarena, Manha Krishna Niveshate. Nivesh means what? It's a Sanskrit word. Invest karo. Investment. We are investing into our FD, fixed deposit, buying so many properties, investing on some other, businesses. We are investing everything, all our intelligence, everything. But here, invest here somehow other, invest your mind or invest your time, invest your intelligence, and that's what Vitasura did. And Krishna in Bhagavad Gita also saying, Yuddhascheva mam anusmara. That you perform your duty as a soldier, as a Kshatriya, and simultaneously think of me. That is the actual perfection of the life. That is called Swadharma. That's what Dhruva also did. He was constantly thinking of the Lord. When there is a time to do material duty, he did perfectly. And nobody pointed at him. No, you are a killer of your Shastra. They always rewarded him with the honor, you are sinless. It is such a great honor. Okay? So that's why when we are in this material world, until we have not fully realized this, we have to perform our duty. Being as a citizen, pay off your tax. Being as an employee, go to work on time, do your work honestly. Okay? Being as a husband, take care of your wife. Being as a wife, take care of your husband. And being as a parents, take care of your children. Give them the best spiritual life. Okay, do perfect everything, but do that much is required. Do not do that much that you will lose your time where you don't have a time to perform your spiritual duty. Material duty, certain hours, and try to save your time as much as from the spiritual world and invest on a spiritual activity. So everything has to be balanced. As I said in 7.2 Bhagavad Gita, Jnanam te aham vidyanam idam bhakshashmi asheshataha. Arjuna, you need to know spiritual knowledge. Yes, you are knowing, but you also need to know material knowledge. So you have to handle and you have to learn under the guidance of my expert devotees. So they will tell you when to go up in materially, when to go up in spiritually. So everything has to be balanced. When the right time will come, you will take over spiritual life perfectly. The same thing in Chaitanya, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said to who? When he was in his family life, he was so in his such an early age. It says in CC, that he, I mean, he has such a beautiful wife and he has such an immense amount of wealth that he can give competition to Indra also, or maybe more than Indra also. Okay, he was not attracted to anything, completely not at all. He was completely running to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, completely running to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And many times he run away from his home. And Mahaprabhu has to advise him, no, my dear Raghunath, you go back, you act in a such a way that you are a hand-packed husband, that in a such a way that you are mama's boy or daddy's son or daddy's boy. You do your work in a perfectly. When the right time will come, I will give you indication, then you can come back to me. And that's what he did. That's what he did. He completely surrendered to the order of the Lord. He did, and he being as a, and everybody thought, oh my God, Raghunath has changed a lot. You know, how come he just met Mahaprabhu and now he's just acting like an ordinary husband, like an ordinary son? Oh my God, he's my husband. Then Mahaprabhu gives him advice that be like a farmer, like a married woman when she has a husband, but she also maintains a farmer. Okay, and she does her work so perfectly in this material world that nobody doubts her that she's meditating upon the Father. That's why he's asking us to all of us to do. Our Parman is Lord Krishna. We have to meditate in a such a way that the whole world will think, oh, this man is my husband, this man is my son, this man is my employee, this man is my citizen. But whom do you actually belong to? You belong to Lord Krishna. When the right time will come, you switch over completely from material. Okay, I'll stop here and see if anyone has any questions on this and I would like to answer. Or maybe online, if anybody has, they can unmute, they can ask questions. Any thought, any reflections? Yeah. Yeah, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself has said you have to do like this. So that's his advice. I'm repeating the words of the Lord. If you think it has got a very deeper meaning, harmony. I mean, you do your duty perfectly in a such a like many people face the issue. Oh, my son is going to become a sadhu, I leave his wife, and so and so. So the society is afraid. What's going to happen to the family? How does he know? You act in a such a way so they think you are there, but actually you belongs to me. Nobody belongs to Jesus. You belongs to me. So give our heart, man mana, man bhakto, man yaji, so give your mind to me, not to the world. But that requires a lot of dedication, a lot of determination. Yeah. It is easy in the association of a Vaishnava because they constantly reminds you. That's why association is very important. If it's easy, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is asking Ramananda Rai, what is the most unfortunate for the living being? And what is the most fortunate? Then he answered that the most fortunate is the association of the devotees, and most unfortunate is when they go away from the association. Because by association, you can go along to the spiritual world. Yeah, they will take you, but when you are alone, then it's quite hard. So as soon as you just have some time, come and spend time with the association, you hear more, chant more, read more, There's so many options are there. Navta Bhakti is there. Sarvam Kirtan, Vishnu Smartam, Pada Seyanam, Arjanam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedam. But what to do? Iti Arpita Vishnu. Bhakti Chandava Lakshana. We have to offer these all these nine qualities, all these nine process of bhakti at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. But the determination is not. It says in Bhagavad Gita, I think 2.48 or 47, number 47, 48, 49, someday, that Bhoga Aishwarya Prasaktanam Kaya Aparta Cheta Why our determination is not strong like Maharaj? Because Bhoga and Aishwarya, we just want to enjoy and we want to become opulent, in this material world. More and more wealth, more and more name and fame. We are stuck in it. That's why our determination is very weak. Samadho na vidiyate. Because then your determination will not be strong until unless you are stuck into two things, Bhoga and Aishwarya. I want to enjoy this world and I want to finish. Okay, it is not there. Thank you so much. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Jai Jai Gaur.